Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The buzz around the NFL universe has reached a fever pitch, and Baltimore Ravens fans are already speculating on what could be a transformative move for the franchise. Rumors have swirled for weeks about the team's intentions to solidify its defensive backfield, and now whispers of a potential agreement with JAYCEE have set the rumor mill ablaze. Horn, known for his explosive speed, instinctive playmaking, and the ability to read quarterbacks before the snap, would instantly elevate the Ravens' secondary from competent to arguably elite. Imagining Horn patrolling the field alongside established veterans conjures visions of quarterbacks hesitating to test the Ravens' coverage, unsure if their usual reads would even exist. Analysts on podcasts and fan forums have already started debating how his presence could change the defensive schemes, from aggressive man-to-man coverage to more complex zone looks designed to confuse offenses. The mere thought of pairing Horn's physicality with the Ravens' traditionally disciplined secondary has led to endless speculation about how opponents might have to completely alter their game plans. Horn's potential signing isn't just about talent, it's about sending a message, a psychological impact that echoes beyond the field. Speculation grows not just from Horn's athletic credentials, but from his intangibles, the leadership qualities that make him a rare commodity in today's NFL. Reports suggest that the Ravens have long admired his work ethic and football IQ, seeing in him a player who could seamlessly fit into a system already known for its complex defensive schemes. The discussions in front offices and locker rooms hint at a multi-layered strategy, one that doesn't only address immediate needs but also secures the team's defensive foundation for seasons to come. For fans, the idea of Horn joining Baltimore ignites dreams of highlight reel interceptions, sideline-to-sideline coverage, and game-changing plays that can define careers. Yet, as with any high-profile negotiation, uncertainties linger, feeding both excitement and cautious skepticism. Could the financials align? Would Horn embrace the culture of a franchise that demands consistency and mental toughness as much as raw talent? These questions fuel endless debates across social media, where mock drafts and speculative trade scenarios proliferate. It's a narrative rich with possibility, and for a team like the Ravens, one signing could very well reshape the identity of the entire defense. From the standpoint of defensive strategy, JAYCEE's potential addition introduces a level of versatility few teams can boast. Imagine a secondary where quarterbacks must think twice, not just once, before targeting any part of the field. Horn's ability to shadow top receivers, break up passes, and contribute to run support would create a domino effect, freeing up linebackers and safeties to execute more aggressive plays. Analysts speculate that the Ravens might pivot toward a more hybrid approach, blending man and zone coverage in ways that could baffle offenses accustomed to predictable schemes. The excitement extends beyond X's and O's. It's about the psychological warfare that Horn could bring, forcing opponents to overcomplicate their strategies and potentially make costly errors. Conversations around locker rooms, sports bars, and podcasts paint a vivid picture of a unit suddenly brimming with confidence and unpredictability. Horn's presence, even in speculation, is enough to spark debates about how the Ravens could become the most feared secondary in the league. It's a tantalizing prospect that feeds into narratives of dominance, ambition, and the ever-present hunger to ascend to championship contention. Financial considerations, while often overlooked in fan discussions, play a central role in the plausibility of this rumored move. Sources suggest that the Ravens front office has been meticulously calculating cap space, bonuses, and contract structures to maximize flexibility while acquiring elite talent. Horn's potential contract, a blend of guaranteed money and performance incentives, could reflect both his immediate value and projected growth. The intricacies of NFL contracts, signing bonuses, escalators, and roster implications become a central piece of speculation for insiders and fans alike. There is also the matter of competition. Teams across the league reportedly monitor Horn's status, which adds pressure to Baltimore's negotiations. Fans speculate endlessly about what concessions the team might make, what other players could be leveraged in trade discussions, or whether this signing signals a broader shift in organizational philosophy. The financial chess game behind the scenes only intensifies the drama, making every report, leak, and rumor a potential catalyst for social media hysteria. In this context, Horn's acquisition isn't just about a player, it's about a calculated statement of intent. A bold move that could define the Ravens' trajectory for years. The speculation surrounding JAYCEE Horn also touches on his personal motivations, which insiders suggest might align perfectly with Baltimore's culture. Sources indicate that Horn is drawn to environments that emphasize accountability, preparation, and the relentless pursuit of excellence, qualities synonymous with the Ravens' reputation. The team's locker room, known for its intensity and strong leadership, could provide the perfect stage for Horn to evolve into a cornerstone player. Fans are already imagining the mentorship dynamic, envisioning Horn working alongside veterans to develop chemistry that translates to instinctive, on-field communication. The excitement extends to hypothetical highlights. Picture Horn leaping to deflect a pass in a critical moment, or executing a perfectly timed tackle that turns the tide of a game. Social media speculation runs rampant with scenarios where Horn immediately becomes the heart of the secondary, changing the identity of a defense historically praised for toughness but often critiqued for coverage gaps. It's a narrative fueled not only by athletic potential but by character alignment, cultural fit, and the intangible energy a player like Horn could bring to a storied franchise seeking renewed dominance. Even the timing of this rumored acquisition fuels intrigue, as insiders hint at strategic planning designed to make the most of Horn's impact. Speculation abounds that the Ravens might be orchestrating a scenario where his integration is seamless, allowing the coaching staff to tailor defensive schemes to his strengths from day one. Fans and analysts alike debate the ripple effects across the league. How would quarterbacks adjust? Which teams suddenly find their passing games under unprecedented scrutiny? What might this signing signal about Baltimore's long-term ambitions, not just in the upcoming season but in shaping a dynasty? Conversations are filled with anticipation, questions, and conjecture, all anchored in the tantalizing possibility that Horn's addition could redefine expectations. The narrative doesn't just end on the field. It encompasses media coverage, fan discussions, and the broader cultural conversation around NFL dominance, even as nothing is officially confirmed. The mere prospect of JAYCEE Horn in a Ravens uniform creates a story rich with suspense, intrigue, and the kind of what-if scenarios that make sports fandom so electrifying. The excitement around JAYCEE Horn potentially joining the Ravens does not stop at his athletic ability. It extends to the psychological edge his presence could bring to every game. Opposing quarterbacks might suddenly hesitate, questioning whether a simple route could be intercepted, or if a receiver who usually finds separation will suddenly be smothered by Horn's instincts. Fans on social media are already imagining scenarios where Baltimore's defensive backfield becomes an impenetrable fortress, a unit that can shift momentum with a single, game-changing play. Coaches, too, are speculating on how Horn's addition could allow for more aggressive blitz packages, knowing the secondary has a reliable shutdown option. Analysts discuss how his ability to read offenses pre-snap might alter play calling across the league, creating cascading effects that make opposing coordinators rethink long-established strategies. Rumors suggest that Horn's mindset and approach to the game would complement the Ravens' culture of discipline and toughness, fostering a competitive environment that pushes every teammate to elevate their performance. Even casual observers can sense that this potential acquisition is more than a roster move. It's a psychological statement, a subtle yet unmistakable warning to the league that Baltimore intends to dominate the defensive landscape for years to come. Speculation also intensifies around how Horn's skill set could create new strategic possibilities within the Ravens' defensive schemes. Imagine a defensive unit where coverage options are unpredictable, where offenses can no longer rely on tendencies or patterns. Horn's combination of agility, anticipation, and sheer physicality opens doors to hybrid coverage techniques, blending zone and man principles in ways that could redefine the team's defensive identity. Rumors suggest that coaches are already imagining practice scenarios where Horn serves as a catalyst for evolving the entire secondary's approach. Analysts on podcasts speculate that with Horn in the mix, the Ravens might be able to disguise coverages with unprecedented efficiency, creating confusion and hesitation for every quarterback who dares to challenge them. The idea that a single player could trigger such a seismic shift in strategy fuels endless discussion among fans, who envision highlight reel interceptions, critical third down stops, and forced turnovers becoming routine. It's a narrative that extends beyond the X's and O's, touching on confidence, intimidation, and the intangible aura of a team that suddenly feels unstoppable. Horn's presence, even in speculation, transforms possibilities into vivid, near-tangible outcomes that fans can't help but debate. Financial whispers surrounding Horn's rumored move add another layer of intrigue, as insiders speculate about the structure of a contract designed to balance immediate impact with long-term value. The Ravens front office reportedly considers creative solutions to integrate an elite player without compromising roster flexibility, potentially using performance incentives, signing bonuses, and structured guarantees to align both parties' interests. Fans dissect every possible scenario, from salary cap implications to potential roster adjustments, imagining which existing players might be affected and how depth charts could shift. The rumor mill feeds on every nuance, speculating on whether Horn's acquisition signals a broader philosophical shift toward prioritizing elite defensive talent over other needs. Analysts debate how the financial architecture of the deal could serve as a template for future negotiations, not just for Baltimore but across the league. Meanwhile, social media explodes with speculation about Horn's potential influence on team culture, media, narratives, and even ticket sales, as the hype around a dominant secondary begins to permeate every facet of the franchise. Financial considerations, though often hidden behind the headlines, are central to understanding how this rumored signing could redefine the Ravens' strategic landscape. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Beyond finances and strategy, the rumor of Horn joining Baltimore stirs discussions about team chemistry and leadership dynamics. Horn's reputation for preparation, focus, and resilience aligns with the Ravens' established locker room culture, a fact that fuels speculation about how seamlessly he could integrate with veterans. Fans imagine Horn as a player who not only contributes on the field, but elevates the mentality of those around him, pushing teammates to perform at a higher level consistently. Podcasts and forums are filled with hypothetical scenarios, from locker room mentorship to sideline interactions during high-pressure moments, where Horn's influence could shift momentum and morale. Analysts suggest that his personality and approach could be as impactful as his physical abilities, creating a ripple effect across practice sessions, game planning, and in-game adjustments. The narrative extends beyond athleticism, hinting at an intangible transformation where Horn could help cultivate a defensive identity defined by confidence, resilience, and relentless aggression. Rumors, fueled by these discussions, paint a picture of a Ravens team not only strengthened in talent but transformed in spirit, projecting dominance from within and sending clear signals to the entire league. Media and fan speculation also swirl around the potential tactical repercussions of Horn's rumored arrival. Opposing offensive coordinators might be forced to rethink game plans, altering routes, shifting personnel, or even changing the tempo of play in response to a perceived shutdown threat. In the secondary, analysts theorize that Horn's skill set could allow the Ravens to disguise intentions, cover multiple receivers effectively, and force quarterbacks into uncomfortable, low-percentage decisions. The excitement is amplified by the possibility of creating highlight reel plays on a weekly basis, moments that define games and careers alike. Rumors suggest that Horn could also elevate other defensive players, allowing safeties and linebackers to take calculated risks, knowing the secondary has a reliable anchor. Fans speculate endlessly about potential signature plays, from interceptions on critical downs to perfectly timed deflections, envisioning a defensive unit that dominates not only statistically, but psychologically. Even without official confirmation, the narrative surrounding Horn's addition is rich with suspense and intrigue, capturing the imagination of anyone who envisions a Ravens team capable of reshaping defensive expectations across the league. Finally, the rumor of JAYCEE Horn joining the Ravens encapsulates far more than a player acquisition. It represents a vision, a statement, and a potential turning point for the franchise. Fans speculate that his presence could redefine defensive identity, instill confidence across the roster, and create a psychological advantage against every opponent. Podcasts, social media debates, and fan forums buzz with discussions of how Horn might integrate, influence game plans, and elevate both individual and collective performance. Analysts highlight the broader implications, noting that a player of his caliber could reshape matchups, force tactical adjustments across the league, and generate a ripple effect that influences how other teams approach both the draft and free agency. The excitement surrounding the rumor extends beyond the field, touching ticket sales, media coverage, and even fan culture, as the mere possibility of Horn in a Ravens uniform energizes the entire franchise ecosystem. Ultimately, whether or not this signing materializes, the narrative itself of ambition, dominance, and strategic brilliance is already shaping perceptions, fueling speculation, and reinforcing the idea that the Ravens are positioning themselves to dominate not just games, but the imagination of fans everywhere. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.